Grandma? I think we're supposed to, right?
Just
Mom? Anna, I helped everyone.
Just breathing, not living. Just breathing, not living. Just breathing. Grandma's better off than ever.
But the content of the film, it deals with so many issues that so many people have gone through. Anybody who has had a difficult childhood or has anything bad has ever happened to them is going to find something to relate to in this film. And I'm curious, like, are you trying to make a statement with this film?
To satisfy their needs. Remember, you are no more important than anyone else.
If you were to give like one of those blanket message statements, I really just don't want people to kill themselves anymore, which would be a nice little addition to life. We just all need to just trust and respect everyone's independent thought, and that's all there is to it. You know.
Do you think that you voice that through Anna Cabrini herself?
I think I voiced it through Anna Cabrini and the way the people are treated in the film.
Yeah.
You know, they're so treated to not their own thoughts. Get away from your own thoughts. Get away from your own thoughts.
And noted as losers of a mindless generation that could care less about saving the world.
Unfortunately, when Anna allows them for the first time in any of these three individuals' lives to go, hey, have all your own thoughts, they end up jumping off a building at the end. But, you know, is that Anna's fault, or is it everything that led up to it and all of the unfreedoms that they had with their own thought?
I set out to chronicle the lives of those deemed depressed, crazy, suicidal.
That when you finally give somebody that much freedom, you just aren't going to know what to do with it.
I try to have a positive attitude. Freedom is killing me. I don't really want to be here.
I didn't get depressed. I was fine. I was a regular guy with regular problems.
Shut the fuck up! Get a fucking divorce already!
Yeah, that last story was, I think, of every segment of the film, the one that really stood out to me.
Mary.
I mean, that, yeah.
The 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, because the other two people who Anna chronicles are, you know, somewhat older. They've had a long, difficult life, and then, you know, you get to this 12-year-old boy who is an amazing actor, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And does such a, you know, compelling job, and he has this horrible childhood.
He never acted a day in his life before this film.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, he has such a good quality.
Fuck, or do something, man. They were fucking fighting again. That's why I came over here, idiota. Not like you give a fuck. All you care about is that fucking cheerleader. So what's the big? I don't give a shit.
Like, the whole segment is just so well done, so honest and, you know, real. I mean, if you ever had in your childhood your parents screaming in the other room, you're just gonna really feel close to that segment. Now, you mentioned briefly that there was animation that you were actually responsible for in this film.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing to mention for people who are considering going to see it. When you think of a film, I mean, nowadays it's usually just an animation film, just a color film, just a black and white film. And this film has, I mean, everything I could think of.
The answer lies in the dusty walls that my God built around Mike so tight that sin could never be free.
I tried to commit suicide because my mind races and doesn't let me do anything normal. Anyway, it doesn't make sense anymore. Nothing makes sense.
I see, and you do get that visual. Like, this is coming from a brain that's affected by mental illness.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's fast, it's scrambled, like you were saying, and
Are there any questions first from anybody about the nature of the course?
there are lots of really random things that
My God.
I mean, they don't necessarily make sense when I.
We've moved to Dallas.
They don't necessarily make sense.
In high school, I just knew how to ignore it. Now I'm just sick of it.
When I was looking at them, but I'm sure that this is what this person is thinking. That really comes out.
Yeah.
Like the inner thought process is really coming out.
See, that's what my thing was. I remember, this made me confront my own, what a callous person I am.
Yeah, right.
Because I didn't have compassionate feelings at all. Especially sitting and working on it day in, day out. Sometimes the characters, you're just going, man, why don't I feel bad? That's the incredible quality of the film, because it makes you confront the fact that, man, I'm a terrible person. I don't care if this person kills himself. Get it over with already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's powerful stuff.
I'm going to prescribe you a steady dose of cortisone, which will help strengthen your muscles, allowing your muscles to withstand the strain, power to withstand the strain, and pain, or actually better pain.
I thought, it makes you look at yourself.
It does really make you look at yourself, and that's the scariest thing. And that's
I
what's
just told everybody what a jerk I am.
No, and we just cut down our audience by like 600 because everybody's like, dude, don't tell me I'm a bad person.
No, I don't let my son live like this anymore. Anything like this. No more skateboarding, no more fighting, and no more sex fighting.
I'm a good guy.
Don't invite me to interviews, I told you.
It's all right. It's a small audience.
No, but
they can deal with it.
It is
I
kind of
think
fun.
they can deal. This is Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
They can deal. And you'll be a convert by the end of Merrick because he's heartbreaking, the little dude.
Yeah, I would have to say when I was watching it, I'm a horrible person too. I didn't feel a lot of sympathy for the characters. And it's really interesting to watch because you're getting their internal thought process, but you're not getting that kind of Hollywood version of suicide where it's like, oh, feel sorry for this person, that kind of thing. It's just so there. And you're like, all right, you hate your life. Okay. And it's like, it's hard to say, I feel like I'm going to be a terrible person by saying this, but it's almost like you're like, okay, well, kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's what you really want. And there are a couple of instances where people try to stop them, and they're like, no, why would you do that? Let me die.
It's very real. That's very real.
It's a hard
very
thing
real.
to confront.
It's very real, and it's hard to confront. It's hard to look at your neighbor and go, oh, you know what? If I was in Brooke's position, that guy might think the same thing about me. And wow, that's why we need this dialogue. We all got to kind of figure out why we can't sit in a room with someone who has that many problems. We should be able to. I have many times.
I tried to commit suicide.
I never tried to commit suicide.
I 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 tried to commit suicide.
How much longer? How much more? I tried to commit suicide.
Yeah.
I spent 6 years making this film.
Yeah,
Wow.
I spent 2 months sitting in the room with you working on it.
That's right.
And this is Tawd, this is your first feature film.
This is my first feature.
Now, if you start feeling antisocial, you can try the Prozac.
This is natural. This
The
is,
army cap and all right.
yeah, World War II issue American.
That's excellent.
I think it was when you officially went nuts. You were keeping out the satellite beams with that thing. Something.
No,
like
I'm keeping them in.
Everybody's got a different
I don't want to affect everybody. At the same time.
Well, I don't want to think. I'm sick of thinking and shit. Can't we just hang out and not talk about stuff?